Hey, BassGeek here. I asked you if you wanted to see my offshore or ledge fishing arsenal. It was an overwhelming yes. All right, so I asked you in a community post how many of you would like to see my entire ledge arsenal, rods and reels. So yeah, I think you've got a little more than you asked for, because guys, one of the things about fishing out on the ledge, deep, schools, whatever, is that once you get that school fired up, you don't really want to be changing baits, taking the time to change baits. So you throw out there, you catch 2 or 3 on a particular bait, and then maybe they don't react to that bait anymore. You pick it up and you pick up another bait to try and get them to react to something different. So you fire the school up and then you attack the school with a lot of different things. Now, what's sad about this is I'm even sitting here and I've gone through these and I've been like, you know what? You know, I still need a rod dedicated to this and that and the other. And you don't have to have them. Trust me, 90% of this you can do with like 1 rod, maybe 2 rods. But, like I said, efficiency. For me, when I go out on the lake, it's all about efficiency. I want to maximize each cast, maximize my time, maximize the amount of fish I can catch or possibly be able to catch. It's all about maximization. So, you know, instead of retying and taking 5 minutes to retie, why not just pick up another bait and throw it out there? And that really comes into play whether you're doing it for fun or whether you're doing it in a tournament when you're ledge fishing. Because like I said, once you throw a bait out there and you get those fish fired up, you catch 2, 3, 4, 5, you might even catch 30, and then they stop biting. Now you pick up another bait and hopefully they'll start firing on that bait. So let's go ahead and let's go through we'll go through some of the obvious stuff and some of the stuff that I throw on ledges that not so obvious. Now we'll start out with number 1. Kind of obvious, but not. A lot of people throw these only during cold weather now, but that is a mistake, especially during August when you should be throwing this for those suspending bass, something that I probably should have thrown earlier this morning and did not. That being said, an Alabama rig rod. Now, I've got 2 dedicated Alabama rig rods, but this generally is the one that I throw on my during the ledges, because this rod is rated for a little heavier group. So this is an Abu Garcia Veritas. I'm not a big fan of the Veritas rods. This is the last one I have. It's actually a Alabama rig rod. They don't even make an Alabama rig, specific Alabama rig rod in this. And forgive me, my Super Duty wide spool is super dirty, and this is a 6, I believe, 4-to-1. Most guys, I would recommend throwing a 5-speed, like a 5.4, 5.5, but I've been throwing an A rig so long, I like to throw it on a 6.4. I can still get it down pretty deep. All that being said, this is a heavy, extra fast action, so it's a big rod. This is just a umbrella, and these are, I don't remember if they are Bass Munitions Recon Shad or if they are Kitex, but either way, pretty much same thing. And I throw it on 15, yes, as low as 15, because the size of line will give more lift. Bigger line makes the bait rise easier to 20-pound test. So 15 to 20, I think I got 20 on this right now. But that is my A-rig rod. Now, this is where you guys are really going to make fun. Well, let's start right here. Gotta have those reaction baits. This is my big boy. This is my big, you know, deep diving. This is going to be those 20, 25, you know, 10XDs, that sort of stuff. Those really big diving crankbaits. And this is, I don't even think they make this anymore. This is a 6-gill Creature. It is a 7'11" heavy, fast action. It really is a broomstick. I love it. That is a 10XD that was painted by Razor. Love that color. Hand painted. Make sure you go check him out. And believe it or not, good old Pro Qualifier. This is the Pro Qualifier 2, and this is a 5-6 to 1. Now, I will go with a 5 to a 6-4. It just depends. But this is my heavy cranking setup, and it casts them a mile. Staying with the crankbait setup, this is kind of the downsize. I can throw 6 and 8 XDs on this. This is probably one of the best cranking setups that I really have. This rod is really amazing. This reel is really amazing. This is a BB1, not the Pro. It's just a BB1. It's really designed for crankbaits and being able to cast them a mile. This is a Lew's custom speed stick. This is a 7'10", medium heavy, moderate action rod. And guys, like I said, I can throw everything all the way down to wiggle warts with this. 6 and 8 XDs are no problem. I've done it a ton. Love this rod and reel. Like I said, this reel is a 6'4", so a little step up, a little faster speed there. But great combo for a little bit shallower crankbaits. And that's really, when you talk about deep fishing, ledge fishing, that's really the 2 crankbait rods that I pretty much throw right there. All right, so this is one of the combos that I'd like to have about 2 more, at least 1 more of, because I like to throw my Magnum chatterbaits on it. I like to throw my big Magnum spinner baits on it. The only difference on that combo, I would absolutely have a slower rod or slower reel. This is a Lew's Super Duty, and it's a 7.5 to 1. I'd have a 6.5 to 1. Still have the Super Duty. Great for those heavy baits. And this bad boy right here is probably like 1.5 ounces. It's a Dixie custom spoon ripper. And guys, this is something that I was telling you about before in my spoon video. Guys, when we're talking about flutter spoons, don't get caught up in just the big ones. This is like a 4.5 inch sexy spoon by Strike King. And I'm telling you, you can match the hatch, something to keep an eye on. But this is a Dixie custom spoon ripper. It is a 7'5" extra heavy, fast tip. But it does so much, so very well. This is a Akuma Tournament Concepts rod. It is actually a flipping, punching swim bait rod, but it is perfect for a Carolina rig. It is a 7'11", like to get that long cast on pretty much everything, longer rod, longer cast. 7'11", it can handle 1/4 to 2 ounce baits, and it is a 7'11" heavy, fast action. But this is a great rod. Really love their Tournament Concept series. A good, affordable rod. Now, as you can see, it is partnered with a Daiwa Tatula CT. That is an 8-1 speed. Yes, I do like a high speed, an 8 speed on my Carolina rig, because you've got so much line out there. Being able to take it up and make that long sweep with that long rod and a fast reel, it's great to be able to set the hook on. Next up is a rod series by Akuma that is probably right now my favorite rod, okay? And that is the Psycho Stick. This is my jig rod. And guys, this rod weighs nothing, okay? This rod literally, I don't know if it even has weight, okay? This is my jig rod. This is anywhere, if you see me casting a jig, whether it be a football jig, a 3/8 ounce, an ounce foot, jig, this is going to be it. It can handle a 1/4 to 1 ounce. It is a 7.5 heavy fast action. This is the Psycho Stick. They're beautiful rods. They're super light. They are just flipping incredible. And of course, I've got an Akuma Helios Sx on there. Great reel, great feel, palms so very easily. And this is a 8-1-1. So again, you'll know I really like those 7s and 8s in those bottom bouncing, dragging baits, so you can really get up and set the hook on them. Guys, generally, I'm fishing this on 15 to 20 pound test. Depends on what type of rock I'm around. I like to keep it as low as possible. 17 generally is the happy medium, and I think that's what I've got on here right now. All fluorocarbon, guys, with braid backing, not leaders, backing. Never cast to my braid, okay? Since we're on bottom bouncing baits, let's go ahead and talk about this little puppy. This is also my worm rod. And this is the rod that you actually seen me talk about in my video when I was talking about the Magnico rigs. Again, this is a tournament concept. Now, this is actually their frog swim bait rod, but I love to put, when I'm out in open water, I'm going to use this for a Magnum shaky head, a Magnico rig, and a Texas rig. I also love to use this rod to drag a Texas rig worm through brush piles, okay? That is what this is for. This is a 7.5-1. Again, another high-speed reel. This is a Lew's LFS. Nothing special. Just a good old, what I call the workhorse reel. Does it all, does it well, lasts forever. This is, like I said, an Akuma Tournament Concepts. And like I said, this is a 7.3 and heavy, fast action, 1/4 to 2 ounces. So this pup is going to be able to handle some pretty serious weight. So again, we're going to talk about another bottom bouncer slash really a dragger. This is more of a dragger. This is one of my favorite things, and I'll go to this particular style bait. This is a dedicated rod and reel for this bait, and it's probably one of my favorite search baits. This is another Tournament Concepts, guys. Love these rods, man, for the money. They are incredible. Super light, super durable. Love the way they're made. Good rods. Good feel to the rod, too. And this is in one of a reel that's really becoming one of my favorites, the Akuma Helios Sx. This is a little slower gear ratio, 6:6-1, which is perfect for my wobble heads, which is what I like to throw on here. Now, guys, this is the tungsten from Mustad. Guys, make sure you go out and check out Mustad. There's a link in the description, and I can save you 20%. There's a 20% off code for all your hooks. It's like always having a sale. That's what everybody goes and discounts their hooks and stuff for. So you don't have to wait for sales. You need hooks, you need wobble heads, 20% off. From BassGeek to you, nation. Anyway, but this is a great combo. I generally throw 12 to 15 pound test. If I'm in a lot of cover, 17 pound test. That's about as high as I'll go. This is their Flippin and Jig Rod. It is a 7.6. It's rated for a 1/4 to 1.5 ounces. And again, this is a heavy, fast action rod. Good combo, very well balanced. Love it. I mean, it casts this little bad boy, and generally 3/4 ounce is my favorite. It's kind of my go-to size, and it'll cast that a daggone country mile. This is my hair jig combo. Now guys, this is what I'll throw hair jigs and a lot of times what I'm going to throw my scroungers on, okay? I will also, this is actually a better setup because of the reel. It's also a better setup for those Magnum spinner baits and really those Magnum chatter baits, because this reel is, again, this is a Super Duty, and it is a 6/8 to 1. So good speed. I like a little higher speed, and I'll explain to you why. That is my Cumberland Pro Lures underspin prayer jig. Pro, I guess. I don't remember exactly, sorry guys. But one of my favorite little things to use. That's a 1/2 ounce, but I like a little bit of speed in my reel because the ounce, I like to throw the ounce, and I like to throw it out there, give it 2 or 3 cranks real fast, get it coming up off the bottom, and then let it drop real fast. Now, you can do it with a 1/2 ounce too if you think they're a little more, you know, want that little bit of a slow drop. But this is an Akuma Helios, and this is a 711 medium heavy fast action, and it can throw anything from 1/4 to 2 ounces. So this is a super nice, really nice. This is one of their lower end rods as far as price range goes, but it is a very, very nice rod, and you can do a lot of stuff with it, especially paired with this Lew's 6/8 to 1 Super Duty. It is very versatile. 711, guys, you'll notice I like those long combos, so I can make those long casts. You don't want to drop right in on the heads of these fish. You want to go past them, come through them. Maximize. Okay, so now we're going to talk about some stuff that maybe a lot of people don't consider would be using on the ledge. And this is kind of one of my little secrets right here. And the very first thing I want to talk about is my topwater rod. And you're like, topwater, ledge fishing, what? Yes, ledge fishing. Trust me, I've been out on topwater places, and especially in August. Now, ledge fishing, traditional ledge fishing, maybe not. But when you get out in places like Douglas or Top Secret Lake P, during August and even into September, those fish will start suspending, and they'll start chasing shad and busting top. Boo, topwater over a 30-foot ledge. Go watch that video. It'll be linked up here somewhere. Anyway, but I'll tell you something else. In super clear water, if you guys haven't seen that video, and I know I didn't say this, one knockers. I don't like a lot of BBs, a lot of the rattling, loud sounds, but that one knocker seems to do the job. Just tunk, tunk, tunk. It just calls them up. You know, if you've ever heard a bass going, you know, really hitting the water, poof. I think that's what they hear when they hear that one knocker. But anyway, big walking baits, big shower blows, that sort of thing. That's what this is made for. This is another Lew's speed spool. This is just the good old LFS, and this is a 6/8 to 1. My favorite speed that any rod and reel puts out, 6/8 to 1 for jerk baits, walking baits, that sort of thing. Just perfect for my cadence, just perfect. This rod, however, is a custom rod. This is the Stinger, and this is by JB Custom Rods, bass rods. This is a spiral guide, and I love it. You can cast it a mile. This rod, when I first got it, I thought it was going to be way too heavy to cast these baits, but it casts them a mile. Fights them well, which is really what it's designed to do. And I'm just a big fan of this rod. Hopefully, I can keep it for quite a long time. And if not, hopefully I can holler at JB Customs and get me another one, because it is impressive. Now, all that being said, again, just a Lew's LFS, and I put 14-pound monofilament on here, guys. So, medium heavy, fast action, really great combo. Now, I know something you're all going to think, ledge, but yes, again, when they go to suspending up, I like a 5-inch, and again, it's a match the hatch sort of thing. I like to use it as a follow-up on swim baits too, which we ain't even got to those rods. But this is a belly-weighted fluke or caffeine shad, as we got here. I throw this. This is an old St. Croix 7-foot medium fast action. I like to throw a 1/8 ounce to a 1/4 ounce, depending on how fast I want to get it down. This is an old Sierra. I've had this thing forever. Shimano Sierra 3000 series. I put, I think this is 8 to 10 pound fluorocarbon on here. And I believe this is 10 pound fluoro on this one right now. Yep, sure is 10 pound fluoro. So another great little combo. Now, you've seen me use this combo several times at this point, and this is a Lew's Mock Crush, one of their higher end reels. I think it's right at 100, just a little over 100. But this is a Daiwa Tatula 7-foot medium fast action. So a Daiwa Tatula. And this rod, I believe, has 8 pound test on it. This is for my spy baits, guys. Something that I know a lot of guys aren't throwing out there yet, so you better get on that train, because those spy baits are working. The bass on those ledges, don't see a lot of them. Now, let's start with my swim baits, swim bait rods. I've got a problem, guys. Please forgive me. Now, I am going to pre-rec this with saying I'm actually one short. I broke the tip off of one of my swim bait rods. It's like the really big Magnum underspin and Magnum swim baits, the 7, 8, 9 inch soft plastic swim baits. So that's actually coming in really cool. Just so happens about the time that I broke it, Kistler reached out, so they're sending me a rod and reel. We're going to get to review that for you guys, so we'll see what we think about that. All right, so let's start with the good old Lew's Laser 1 speed stick. Guys, this is sort of my small swim bait rod. I've got 12 pound test fluorocarbon on here. This is a Laser SG1. This is a 7-foot medium fast action. I'll be absolutely honest with you. I love Lew's stuff. I'm not a big fan of this rod. It's not a bad rod. It does everything well. It just doesn't have the feel that I've got out of some other sub, $100 rods that are out on the market right now. But anyway, I've got it tagged up with a 6-3-1 Daiwa CT. Good combo as far as those light, small, Kitex, that sort of stuff. I throw those a lot when I'm throwing, 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce. Like I said, I mean, it's not a bad rod. It's just damp. It don't have a lot of good feel to it. It doesn't translate vibration very well. All right, so let's jump into the big boys. All right, you see me throw this. I've been throwing this for a very, very long time. This is my underspin. That's one of the 2 underspins that I use all the time. The Cumberland Pro Lures is my finesse underspin. This is my heavy hitter. This is my Tennessee River Bling. And this is my smaller underspin combo. It's literally dedicated to this. Bass Munitions, and gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do if he doesn't start making baits again. This is a Killer Bass Baits Trident rod. It is a 7'3" medium heavy fast action. It's got a little bit of a soft tip, which I like, and because you can really cast these, and that's a 1/2 ounce head right there. This is one of my favorite reels on the market. This is the BB1 Pro. These things are incredible. The BB1 Pros are the shiz. When it comes to long cast, they're great for crankbaits, swim baits, anything that's going to move really horizontally. This is a 6-4-1, which you will see 6-3, 6-4. That is where I stay with my swim baits. This is 12-pound test fluorocarbon. This is my bigger swim bait rod. Not my big swim bait rod. Actually, I'd like to be throwing this on my big one, but it's broke. This is just kind of a double up of like my main swim bait rod. Now, this is a 7'3" medium heavy action. This is a Creature by 6 Gill, and I'm gonna tell you, this rod is stiff. It is very, very stiff. Maybe just a hair too stiff. Like I said, 7'3", this is 15-pound fluorocarbon that I put on here. And this is a Daiwa CT 6-3-1. You know, this has been a great combo right here. I have caught a ton of fish and some really big fish on this combo. Some really big fish on this combo. I've probably had that combo for as long as I've been doing this channel, so 5-6 years. Now, this is a luge rod that I love. And you've seen, I think that crankbait rod is probably the best crankbait rod that I have, and it's by Luge. But this is a ledge swim bait series the Mark Rose came out with. This is the Custom Pro. This is a very expensive rod. I love this rod. This is my go-to swim bait setup. I've literally lost it overboard a couple times. Thank God this handle floats. I don't know why it just keeps diving over, but it must not like me. 15-pound test on this, 6-3-1. Again, another BB1 Pro Lose. BB1 Pro, love that reel. That is one of my favorite reels by them. 6-4-1, and this is a little bit of an odd setup. Sometimes Lose can get a little weird, but it really is a softer tipped rod. This is a medium heavy, moderate fast. You know, you got to put a little bud in it to set the hook on it. So, but it really does keep them hooked up when you get them. And cast a mile. This combo cast a stinking country mile. Cast 2 country miles. Probably my favorite combo, period, that I own. All right, guys. That's it. That is my entire ledge arsenal. I know I'm probably anal about my arsenal. And like I said, the sad part is I want to add maybe 2-3 more combos to my ledge arsenal. I just love ledge fishing. I just love it. It's probably my favorite time of year. It's been a tough past couple of years. I've been sort of out of touch. Haven't got to fish as much as I want. But hopefully that's all going to change. And like I said, I'm really hoping I'm going to get to come fish with some of you guys. But that is my entire ledge arsenal. Guys, any sort of questions about this or any other rods you have, reels you have, combos you have, or any sort of ledge or deep water fishing, setups, just ask. And like I said, you don't need all of this stuff to do it. 2-3 rods will get you right through it. And as always, put those questions and comments in the comment section below. You guys know I love to talk about bass fishing with you. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get the notifications when these videos come out, guys. I appreciate so much the uptick. I've been working so hard and getting content out consistently, and I hope to do more and more and build this channel. So, guys, make sure you're sharing. But above all, as always, I appreciate the heck out of you. You guys rock.